What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's Sebs here, and the country saga continues. I've always prided myself as being very open-minded. High in trait openness, if you will. But I was never so open to country until you guys have been sending me just... I was about to say bangers, but they're not bangers, but they're just wonderful, beautiful, great songs. In the description down below, you're going to find a link to a site to provide suggestions and upvote other people's suggestions. Soon, I'm going to actually make it a landing page where there are categories. So if you want to give like a country suggestion, boom, you can go there. If you want to give rock, a singer, and something like whatever, we're going to split it into categories. But as it stands, let's see what the top ranking ones are. So we got Alan Jackson, Remember When, and Where Were You, Alan Jackson? Seems like, okay, Remember When seems to be one of the greatest love songs of all time. Make sure to check out the video. Make sure my wife is present. He wrote this for his wife. She's in the official video. Definitely watch with your wife. Do it with your wife present. All right, so we're not going to do Remember When. It's the top voted, is the most suggested request we've ever had. So let's do number 2 because it's still Alan Jackson. Please do the video. This was the first performance of the song shortly after 9/11. So I got the music video or just checking out the live version. Okay, I shouldn't have read the comments because, all right, now I know it's a 9/11 song, but screw it, let's do it. I used to live in New York City, and where were you when the world stopped turning? So I'm actually not finding the music video, so we're going to just do that live version of the CMA that when this was performed shortly after the events thereof. And it's the one with the intro. Okay. But yeah, having lived in New York City, I've gone to the museum there for this, and unbelievable. Like I went through that with my wife, and it was actually one of like the most profound like spiritual experiences of my life. It was crazy. It's like the tragedy and the sobering reminder of what us as humans are capable of doing to each other. So, not the most optimistic way for us to start the week, but hey, especially when it comes to history, one of the most powerful words that we have is remember. May we do better than those who preceded us. So remembering is important. So let's check this out, guys. Thank you for being here.
Tonight, Alan Jackson is a nominee for 4 of tonight.
Sorry, I didn't have my my audio going to my headphones.
Tonight, Alan Jackson is a nominee for 4 of tonight's awards. And the songs that he writes, always tell it like it is. Simple truths that come from his heart. When he went to bed late last week, he couldn't sleep because of an idea that he had for this song. It kept running through his head. So early in the morning, he got up and he wrote this song, and we're honored that he's chose to do it for the first time in front of anybody. Please welcome Mr. Alan Jackson.
Wow, dude.
Where were you when the world stopped turning that September day?
Beautiful voice.
Out in the yard, your wife and children working on some stage in L.A. Did you stand there in shock at the sight of that black smoke rising against that blue sky? Did you shout out in anger and fear for your neighbor? Or did you just sit down and cry?
Wow.
Did you weep for the children who lost their dear loved ones? Pray for the ones who don't know? Did you rejoice for the people who walked from the rubble and sob for the ones left below? Did you burst out in pride for the red, white, and blue? And the heroes who died just doing what they do? Did you look up to heaven for some kind of answer and look at yourself and what really matters? I'm just a singer of simple songs. I'm not a real political man. I watch CNN, but I'm not sure I can tell you the difference in Iraq and Iran. But I know Jesus and I've talked to God, and I remember this from when I was young. Faith, hope, and love are some good things things he gave us, and the greatest is love.
Yeah, it is. That was a great line. I'm pausing him. I love the humility there in the chorus. Sorry, I forgot to apply the filter to the video, and I want to make sure this video doesn't get taken down. So that's now applied. Sorry. The humility in his perspective, and what was crazy about that time, 9/11, is that we were all the same for those few days. We were all, it honestly didn't matter who we were anymore. So I love that humility expressed, but like the few things he does know is of that it was tragic. And his first verse posing the question, like, just what were you doing? Comment down below. I want to hear your memory of it. But I was living in the Philippines at the time. I was in 6th grade. So for us, this all happened in the middle of the night. And my mom came and woke us up. And she told us that there was an attack in New York City and that we were going into the room and praying as a family. And then you just saw the footage. But yeah, going to the 9/11 memorial cemented a lot of this stuff even more. Like, so many things I didn't know happened, and so many heroes, but then also so many tragic stories. Sad just how capable of tragedy we are. Such a beautiful song too. I appreciate that.
That September day, teaching a class full of innocent children, driving down some cold interstate. Did you feel guilty cause you're a survivor? In a crowded room, did you feel alone? Did you call up your mother and tell her you loved her? Did you dust off that Bible at home? Did you open your eyes, hope it never happened? Close your eyes and not go to sleep. Did you notice the sunset the first time in ages? Speak to some stranger on the street. Did you lay down at night and think of tomorrow? Go out and buy you a gun. Did you turn off that violent old movie you're watching and turn on I Love Lucy reruns? Did you go to a church and hold hands with some stranger, stand in line and give your own blood? Did you just stay home and cling tight to your family? Thank God you had somebody to love. I'm just a singer of simple songs. I'm not a real political man. I watch CNN, but I'm not sure I can tell you the difference in Iraq and Iran. But I know Jesus and I talk to God, and I remember this from when I was young. Faith, hope, and love are some good things he gave us, and the greatest is love.
Faith, hope, and love. Yeah.
Simple songs. I'm not a real
making a little call out to 1 Corinthians 13 right there.
I watch CNN, but I'm not sure I could tell you the difference in Iraq and Iran. But I know Jesus and I talk to God, and I remember this from when I was young. Faith, hope, and love are some good things he gave us, and the greatest is love.
Oh, bro, it just hit me in the feels this third time.
The greatest is love. Where were you when the world stopped turning that September day?
Oh, man. Yeah. All right, I started feeling things there that last time. Like, again, you can't help but have just like these incredibly ingrained memories of this experience in your head. But what hit me was it's so interesting that with this tragedy here, he chose to sing and talk about love. for some reason, in one way, the song felt like optimistic. It's like he's trying to remind us, like, if we love each other through this, we'll manage. And the greatest of these is charity, right? Love is the answer, man, but I don't know, man. There's a lot of division in the world. I don't know if we're gonna be able to make it peacefully. But whether you're optimistic or pessimistic, it doesn't matter. The answer is still the same one of what to do, and that is to seek to love others, to seek to love yourself as if you're someone responsible for loving and caring for, and to love your family and not take for granted the times together. Put the phone away. Do all of these things. Be fully there. Can't wait to hear about your guys' story. I'm gonna go through and read these comments, like just remembering where we all were. Honestly, country is probably one of the best genres you could ask for to write a song like this, to write a song that can just take you out of that pit of despair, if you will. It's just perfect. Alan Jackson, I dig it. We're gonna remember when. I'm gonna try to film that tonight with my wife, okay? Crazy experience. Wow.